Hello, hello, hello already. Welcome back to Jar Games. I'm your host, a jar with a brain inside of it, and today we have just about finished the wall, as you can see, and we're gonna get into setting up some nuclear and maybe even the very beginnings of our bus base over here in this area. So stay tuned for that, and let's get into it. Okay, so since last episode, what did we do? Well, we got our wall all the way across the top, and it's almost done here, but we're just waiting for a few more supplies. That is all waiting on steel. It's, well, it's grinding away, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. In my last game there, I can't believe, I don't really remember having such an issue with waiting for steel. I think that's also because of the amount of time I was just sitting there playing with train setup and just kind of off in the side of my base, just building a train setup, which was probably not the best place to do it since I've got the editor tools, so I can mess around with blueprints and trains and stuff like that in a test environment. But either way, I guess it did help me. That's also why I didn't go for solar this game, whereas last game I had maybe like 3 squares of solar panels already, which gets into the bit of a power problem that we had actually. So what I did when basically my factory died because of all the bots putting down new roboports, oh, interesting, I didn't know that they actually have names. Zach, Noah, Roboport, Scott, Killen, anyways. So I cut the power off. I connected the entire power grid here to the mining square and then cut it off from the rest of it using a power switch. And then I would turn off the power switch to mine coal. And then I also added this 4th module of steam power here, of course. But yeah, I would allow it to just mine and like fill up the belts. And then I would connect the power and just kind of pumping it, kind of like a primer on a lawnmower, just like pumping it, allowing the power to go. And it was requesting something ridiculous like 1.3 gigawatts, which obviously we're not producing. We can only produce we were producing about 120 megawatts with just 3, so that's also why I built another one. But yeah, it was a little bit crazy. So just a heads up on that, definitely if you're doing this kind of a base build, you gotta be aware of the power and not going too fast with the expansion of the Roboport grid. So yeah, that's one thing that we solved. And what else have we done since? I did connect oil up here, so this one's completely done and ready. There was a really good comment from somebody who mentioned a potentially better, more efficient wall design, because yeah, these flamethrowers should actually be further back from the wall. They should be more like maybe even here, or maybe about here. And that's going to cover most of the wall. And then also when the biters come and actually touch your wall, the flamethrower will still be effective. Like right here, you can actually see there's a little bit of a dead zone right up against the wall where the turret range doesn't hit. And that's not ideal. I think you'd want it to be, yeah, something like this, which would be just perfect. And maybe with a little bit of waffling, you could probably just get away with walls and flamethrower turrets, and maybe like a sprinkling of actual turrets. But that being said, this is the design we chose, and this is the design that we are going to encase the entire base with. Works well. It might have just taken slightly longer than I would have liked, than we could have done if we just did like a mostly, almost purely flamethrower base. Otherwise, I was just cruising around, killing the neighbors. All of them refused to give me any sugar, so I just, off with their heads. And yeah, the strategy worked very effectively. I have had fish with me. I still have a little bit. I would just eat fish and blast them with rockets and flamethrowers. So that was just about it. Anyways, so in this episode, we also did get we did get some uranium processing, so I kind of want to start that. We're not going to be able to get the nuclear power for a little bit yet, but I would like to get started on the mining of the ore so that we can get a stockpile of those green shinies. So that is going to be one major thing. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do that because we obviously need to get sulfuric acid over to... let's stockpile this up a little bit here. So we need to get sulfuric acid over to the pile, and then we need to get it back. Actually, I'm probably going to do processing right on site like I did last time. So that being said, maybe we start with this smaller pile. How do we get sulfuric acid there? Well, I think we're just going to have to build another simple train. So let's do it. All right, take a look at that. It's glorious. It's spaghetti. It's a mess, but aren't we all sometimes? So here we are. We have drained our sulfuric acid, and I just snaked some light oil in to build some cubes to fuel this instead of trying to get coal over here. And light oil is the most efficient for cubes, and we're not doing anything with it this time anyways, so may as well. And then, yeah, just kind of built that out. We're going to go straight down there, straight shot in. Thankfully, not too many cliffs on the way. And it's not building because we don't have roboports there. We're on a serious lack of roboports. Actually, right now, it's flamethrower turrets. But once those get all built, then I think we can safely expand our roboport grid. But yeah, that's... so far so good, so I'll get this tapped in and set up, and with a bit of uranium processing, which we actually don't have that tech until we actually mine some of it. But this thing is a bit of a beast to produce as well. 50 steel, 100 concrete, and we're not even making concrete yet, so we will definitely need some of these. Maybe 4, maybe 8, I guess would be about enough. So yeah, I'll get that set up. Alright, there we go. We have officially mined our first uranium. Now we have the uranium processing, and we need to get the centrifuges up and running to actually process this stuff, of course. So that'll be the next step. Okay, back to base. We got some more pumps in the wall to make sure we aren't fluid overloading, and built this little turnaround here, you know, just basic stuff that we're doing to get this next phase started. We're almost done building the flamethrower turrets, which is excellent. But now for, I guess, a little bit of concrete, right? Because we need these centrifuges. I'd say at least, well, first let's start with one. But yeah, let's look at concrete. So stone brick and iron ore and some water. So that's not too radical. Not too radical. We got stone brick over here. We just kind of need to snake some iron ore over here. I don't think I really want to pull from here, although we could upgrade some of these belts. We're kind of getting to that point where we need more red belts, because I think I'm going to start the bus base with red belts and go be red belts through the whole process, which probably means I'm going to need to move this iron. It doesn't really do a lot. It comes into here, it turns into a half belt. Like this left side doesn't really do a lot. We'll have to we'll keep it, of course, but if I can, yeah, you know what, let's do that right now. So let's see a major upgrade on this base. Is going to be something like this. Let's disconnect that for the second, and then we just bring this back around. There we go. And then this one, I think we can safely output priority to the right, because we want a full belt of iron coming down here. And actually that should be good. We just need to get power to these. There, and there. And then we could pretty much disconnect these two, I think. Like all of the ins on these. The ins can now come from the back. Yeah, and those are all the outs. So that's totally fine. And that's just going to give us a little bit more throughput. And then if we want, we can also do the same thing over on this side, because these reds take a lot of gears. That's for sure. Especially the undergrounds. And they're not really even getting any right now. Not sure why. I guess because they're full. Yeah, it's full right now. So that being said, I'd like to bump the amount that we're storing up, go double. And let's actually go down with the amount of pillows that we're storing. And let's also go double here, because we are going to need them in a big way fairly soon. So yeah, now you can see these gears just draining. And so that's where I think we actually need more space for gears to come through. We need a little bit more throughput of gears, because it just blow up my base. It's, what can I say? It's managed explosions. All right. So, come on, robots, pick up these rocks for me, please. Yeah. So I think if I can get like a belt just kind of coming through here, or maybe even just through here, of gears, that's going to be very useful. So if I can get this to actually come over on this side, then we can output gears here, here, and here, while inputting iron here probably going to need those two. Don't know how I'm going to power it just yet. Well, thankfully these power poles are bee's knees and cat's pajamas. So there we go. And right now, actually, none of the iron is making it through, and it's all going over to this side, but this is still not a problem here. It's feeding, this one should be able to feed these two belts, no problem. So that's great. And then this is just straight up, make it into gears. And right now, yeah, then this one is actually taking from this line too, which is actually fine. And as you can see, there are a few gears making it over to the end. There's not a lot of throughput here, and that's totally fine. What would be nice though is actually if I could somehow prioritize this line of gears over the other line, because right now this line's prioritized just based on how it's falling onto that belt. Which is fine though. It's all working itself out. I think that itself is a major upgrade, just moving this over here so that we're essentially getting twice the throughput of iron into gears. So that being said, now we need to look at our concrete once again. Our stone brick is over here, and our iron ore. Yes, the whole point of that was that I wanted to potentially look at another belt of, or just upgrading one of these to a red belt. What if we, because we got an extra, we got 4 belts coming in here, but then we're just converting to 3 in kind of a crude way, I think. This doesn't need to be there anymore. And so this one is being pushed into these two. So these are kind of going almost at the same speed. I don't know. But that being said, if we could just get one more belt, or if we just upgrade this one, we just upgrade this to red from here. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be able to steal from this belt without any issue at all on the steel production. We definitely don't want to mess with steel production. We want to keep that going full speed. That means if we just do this, then we can safely take this out and have another belt worth of we don't need a full belt, I'm pretty sure. We just need a second. Yeah, we don't need that much, but yeah, okay, so then we're gonna have to just sneak in some concrete here. And I swear, this is not going to be a full-on spaghetti base for the entirety of it. Basically, almost at the end, we just really, really need to get this going. And in order to do that, we need concrete. So this is the most spaghetti that you will see in this entire game. Because once we get to an actual bus base, we're going to delete this. We are freaking deleting this spaghetti, and it's going to feel so good. And yeah, but I mean, look at this. Look at this. There's only one. Oh, boom. Wow. There we go. We were there for it. We finished the wall. We actually completed the wall. This is a time to be alive. Am I right? So yeah, pretty amazing. Now there is still, some filling in of the grid to do, especially in this area, but it's huge. This is huge. This is a big milestone of the factory's life at this point. Yeah, I'm just going to go around here and see what hasn't been built and just fill in the grid. It's actually almost all been built, but there are a couple blocks where I just left it because, well, I didn't want to build every single block right away. Here we go. There's a little bit of blank area over here because we didn't even build wall over there. That being said, we are running out of the good machines. The roboports. We can do this, but then, of course, I want to get rid of this. Yeah, and that'll still connect over there and give us some more extra radar coverage. Probably do the same over here once I get some more radar coverage over there. But yeah, that's it. So now we're just waiting on like the last, I don't know, 10 or probably 20 roboports, and this should also fill right up. In fact, we could probably just turn off flamethrower turrets because we actually don't need them anymore. We're probably not going to be building any more flamethrower turrets pretty much at all. So yeah, maybe later in the game, but we'll also have other turret options, so we'll explore those turret options. But the final thing before we go is going to be a... Am I not getting blues? I'm not getting blue manufacturing these things. Just 25. Anyways, that we should also actually up right now, because we are going to need those in a big way. In fact, since the reds have just finished, I'm just gonna go straight to 1,000. Go straight to 1,000 with those. Go to 250 with these. Go to 250 with these, and just let it go. Just let it grind away. And 100 of these probably gonna be sufficient. But yeah, let's just let this completely build itself out while we build out some concrete. Let's see what concrete looks like here. We need water, so we need 0.75 per second is just one of these. And how many do these centrifuges need? They need 100. So if we want one of these in maybe 30 seconds, I mean, come on, I don't want to wait. Well, if we built one of these per second, one of these every 4 seconds, which is this crafting time, that would be 25 concrete per second, which is an immense amount of concrete. We're definitely not going to produce that much, but if I can get maybe 4 would be 3, maybe 8. I think 8 is kind of is a play. It's a play we can do. We don't really have a lot of room here, but we might be able to move this coal belt over a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. Like, what if we just straight up did this? All right, cool. I think that's just a little bit cleaner. And then from there, we can just go like this. We'll also have to get water into here. If we just pull it out the back, that won't be an issue at all. In fact, we could probably go like right up to there where water actually is. Probably one. No, that's fine-ish. Fine. One more. This is only 4. We're probably just gonna stick with 4 just because of the limit there. And then how much of each of these does it need? It actually needs more brick than the other stuff. Maybe we could nah, let's not even worry about like combining them and whatnot. Let's just get this going. And that's gonna be it, actually. That's gonna work. We just need an output here. Hold on a second. An output here. Am I right? Yeah, there we go. We can just put the power pole right in the middle. Oof. Anyways, doesn't matter. Slap it in there. Stick some lights in randomly and call it a day. We now have concrete. Okay, and then what do we actually need for constructing the centrifuges? Red circuits, red gears. Gears, circuits, steel plates. So I think for the most part, we're actually just going to craft them by hand. They're very, very quick and easy to craft. But let's just put a storage chest here and stuff some concrete in it. And you can just put a simple condition on here that if we have less than, I don't know, what, 1,000? 1,000 seems like a good number, considering these things take like 100 each. Then there you go. Now this might not actually derp, you know, go fast enough. Let's move this one back. But by back, I mean there. What's going on here? There we go. Okay, and then this one here.
Like and subscribe.
Just get a little bit more throughput, because yeah, concrete's coming in. It's coming in hot. Alright, so we have a little bit here for that. I think that's what we're going to call it. We have a little bit of concrete. We're going to get these. I'll just slap a few centrifuges down over here in the meantime. Very, very simple build. But that is it. We have actually finished the wall, and the rest of the grid is finishing itself up. And we are we're mining some uranium now. We'll get that and process it, and that'll lead us to nuclear power, which is going to be a huge next step as we then start to actually build the bus base, which will be the very next episode. So get ready for it. Buckle yourselves in. We are about to get to big boy territory. You know what I'm saying? An actual factory. This has been like 13, 14 hours of just getting started. So that's one of the things I love about Factorio. Yeah, it's fun because it's challenging, and it's fun because it's rewarding. It's very rewarding. This is going to be great when everything just works, and we're going to come online in a big way with a lot of supply coming in. So get ready for it. I will see you in the very next episode. That's it for now. Have a good day.